Hi, and welcome to Great Getaways. Well, we're in the Tawas Bay area today with our good friend Heidi, who every time we come up here, Heidi's been a great help to us, and we're up here to find some color. We want to know where this fall color is, and Heidi, I'm hoping you can help us out.
We can help you out, and a good portion of our time is going to be on River Road and the Scenic Byway. Beautiful vistas and overlooks. The colors are spectacular, the variety of trees, reds, yellows, oranges. It's beautiful. Fall's my favorite time of the year, and I know a lot of people enjoy fall the most.
It's my favorite time of the year too. We're going to be on the road, we're going to be in the water, we're going to be in the air. We're going to find you some color, so stay with us.
Production of Great Getaways is made possible by State Building Company, serving Mid-Michigan for over 50 years. With quality windows, insulation, roofing, and siding, including complete residential and commercial remodeling.
When we left Tawas, we took the most scenic drive to our destination, Monument Road. This drive will start your color tour winding through the autumn beauty of the Huron-Manistee National Forest and avoiding the traffic of US 23. Quicker, more colorful, easy to get to, and less traffic. Perfect. At the very end of Monument Road is, you guessed it, the Lumberman's Monument. It is one of our favorite stops any time of the year, especially in the fall. Let's start our tour of the park the right way and talk to an expert, Park Ranger Daisy Fryer, who will fill us in on this icon of Michigan's history.
We're out here today. We're along the Scenic Byway. We have stopped at Lumberman's Monument, and we're going to look for some color. We got a beautiful fall day out here. The sun is shining, and I'm with Daisy, one of the park rangers. And Daisy, maybe you can tell us a little bit about why people come here to visit.
Okay. We do get a lot of visitors out here at Lumberman's Monument. We get everything from families to school groups to even adult groups that come out here. Some people come out to learn about the history. We were standing in front of the monument, which was erected in 1932. And we also have lots of exhibits in the area with signs that tell people about the lumbering history.
And now, give us a little bit more on the monument itself. Who are the people standing here? What did they do?
Oh, well, the three men on the monument, they show three different jobs that people could have in lumbering. So the man in the middle, he's a timber cruiser.
Okay.
And the timber cruiser's job was to come up north and look for a place that was good for lumbering. So they would look for a place that was near a river and that had lots of really tall, big trees and mostly white pine trees. So the timber cruiser would find a place that was good to log, and the lumber barons would purchase that land, and then they would set up a lumbering camp. The other two men on the monument, the one on the right is a sawyer, and he's got his saw and his axe, and the sawyer's job was to cut down the trees and cut them into lengths from between 10 and 16 feet. And they would then stack the logs up along the river and wait until springtime. And in the spring, they would roll the logs into the river to float them to the sawmills, and that's when the last man on the monument, the one to your left, would float the logs down the river. So they would go down the river with the logs. They called it a log drive, kind of like a cattle drive, to get the logs where they needed to be.
Okay, and one of the reasons we're out here, though, is to find some of the color, and one of the things that's a real draw to this area is the overlook that they have here. What do you say, Daisy? We walk back and take a look at it.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Daisy gave us the history of the park, but now it was time to explore what we were after, the autumn color, and boy do we have it, lots of it. As far as the eye can see, the forest is filled with reds, yellows, oranges, and greens, surrounded by the Al Sabo River. The mile-high skies gave the water the color of an ocean blue. The valley takes the river in front of Monument Park and around two islands. With the many backwaters, it gives the impression of an area filled with lakes teeming with fish. There's some great camping right next to the park at the Monument Campground. It was established in 1909 and is one of the first campgrounds built on the Huron National Forest. Monument Campground is a fully accessible camping area within a red pine plantation. This campground is located on the River Road National Scenic Byway and is adjacent to the Lumberman's Monument Visitors Center. Hard to see from the top of the hill at Monument Park is the Wanigan. Wanigan is a borrowing of Ojibwe Wanikan, or storage pit. It denotes a boat containing small supplies for lumber camp, or camp provisions in general. The Wanigan that was used on the Ausable was mainly used for cooking and feeding the workers. The lumberers had to make it to the cook shack through the maze of floating logs. Sometimes trying to get your dinner was as dangerous as the work itself. If you're the adventurous type, you can take a trip to the bottom to see the replica of the original Wanigan. It's a simple trek down 240 steps, but not so easy a journey coming back up. We would take a different view from the bottom from the comfort of a boat. On our way out, we met a couple of young ladies who explained that there was even more to do at the park.
How you doing today?
Great.
Did you just come off the trail?
We did.
Okay, and this is part of the High Banks Trail?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
have you guys done this before?
Lots of times.
All right, tell us a little bit about that trail.
Right now is the best time to do the trail because of the awesome fall colors. And you can actually hike from here to the Canoers Monument, and you can do it round trip or have somebody pick you up there, and then it even continues on from there.
Okay.
It's a 7-mile system.
Okay, is it pretty easy for most folks?
Oh yeah, yes.
So they can
And
do
there's some offshoots, like today we took our students down a chute that we call Turtle Point, because you hike down this steep grade, and at the very bottom it takes you right down to the river, and you can see where the turtles have come up and laid their eggs and hatched their eggs and stuff. So there's lots to see.
So it's a good spot for folks to come out here?
It is.
Probably age is not a big factor.
No. It's great.
Well, thank you. We appreciate
All
you
right.
stopping to talk
Good
to
luck.
us.
Have fun.
Our boat ride was another incredible color tour down the winding Ausable River. Autumn provides a wonderful opportunity for us to renew. It's a time to discover what to embrace and expand upon, and what to change in our outlook on life. It's a quiet time to reflect and a time to prepare for a long winter ahead. I love to just gaze at the scenery in the fall. It brings a smile to my face and a reminder of how fast time flies, and to enjoy every minute that you can, because like the fall ends quickly, so does life.
All right, we've made our way down. We're on Cook Pond now. Now, right behind us, you'll see what's called the Wanigan. And if you remember, we were just up at Lumberman's Monument, and this is at the bottom of it.
And those folks climbed the stairs.
Yeah, good for them. I think there was a little bit easier way to do it here, and that's coming out on the water like we did.
I never thought about color touring by boat, but it's been a spectacular trip here, and certainly would make for an enjoyable day and something most people wouldn't think about.
It really is. Bring your boat up if you got a boat. You know, a lot of people like to go out on the lake during the summer and cruise around, but hey, here in the fall too, it's a good time to be out here because it allows you to get around. We've got a lot of pine trees out here too, as well as the leaf trees that are turning colors, but this gives you a chance to tour just like you're on a road, only you got it all to yourself.
It's wonderful.
It really is.
How great is the Ausable River? Here's a quote from the U.S. Government Wild and Scenic River System website. Located in the northern lower peninsula of Michigan, the Ausable is known for its high water quality, scenery, recreational opportunities, cold water fishery, and historic and cultural significance. It may just be the finest brown trout fishing east of the Rockies. If that were not enough reason to visit the river, the Ausable is also one of the best canoeing rivers in the Midwest. Another historic site you'll see up close and personal as you travel down the river are the rollaways. These are areas that the lumbermen cleared from the top of the hill down to the water to roll their logs down to the river, where they could be gathered a lot easier than hauling them through the woods. You'll notice that there are perfect rips to climb up and down, and many people do. But it's another one of these areas where all the fun is going down and not up. As you travel down the river in Cook's Pond, you will notice the canoes, kayaks, and boats pulling up to shore on islands where they can stop and rest, cook a meal, or spend the night. We would get out and explore one of these islands.
Was we were cruising up and down the river, we noticed there were a lot of markers over the sign. I guess they would mark campsites along the way?
Just like on the rivers are marked with the campsites, so are the islands here in this area.
Yeah, and we're out
Which
on
we're
one
on
right
the
now.
island, yes.
Yeah. And I guess from what I've understood, that if you rent the campsite that's on the island, there's 2 islands and they each have 1 campsite, you got the whole island to yourself. We're out here today, nobody else is here, and what a beautiful day.
This time of year it'd be great to be camping and just peaceful, and if you enjoy nature, this would be a perfect spot to come.
As we were looking at some of them coming down the river, we actually pulled into quite a few. A lot of them were shallow for the boat we had, and we couldn't get close enough to shore. You would probably want canoe, kayak, something like that to take into it. Maybe even a small 14-foot or 12-foot might do it. Larger boat though, coming out to this island, we didn't have any problem pulling up to it. So it was nice. And if you got a lot of gear you're bringing out, you can do it.
And I'm sure just ask which ones are accessible by the size of your craft.
There you go. Good idea. Talk to the rangers. They can tell you everything about these places. The nice thing about being on an island too is if you come out here to do a little fishing, you can walk around the island. And being able to walk around the island, you can see color in all directions.
Bring your family, rent the whole island.
There you go. Good way to do it. And we're just going to sit here and enjoy ourselves a little bit. And I wish we'd have brought a picnic.
I do too.
Oh well, next time.
As our time on the water was coming to an end, there was a time for one more stop, and that was on the second island.
Well, we've come off the water now. It's getting later in the day. Heidi, what a great day out there. This is really a good way to go out and see color.
And we did a lot of things while we were on the water too. Went to the Wannigan from Lumberman's Monument. Had the opportunity to catch some fish. And I think what is special is the fishery has been restocked in the waters.
You know what it has? As we were coming down to launch the boat, we seen a DNR truck leaving. It was planting fish. And when we got down to the launch, we found out that they had been planting muskie. There was a lot of muskie about this long, maybe even a little longer, that were sitting in the water. So I have no idea at this point how many they put in. We didn't get a chance to talk to them, but they did put them in here. Look for a future with some muskie in it up here.
We want to thank the DNR for keeping the lake stocked, along with those that have rearing ponds and keep the opportunity for fishing for the future.
Hey, another nice thing we've seen today too were some of the campsites along the way. Whether you're in a canoe, a kayak, or in a boat like we were, there's places that if you want to come out, bring the family out, do a little camping, a little wilderness camping, this is the place to do it.
It sure is.
So we've had a great day. We're going to give it up for now. We're going back into town. We're going to Getaways. We're going to find a place to have dinner. What do you think?
Very good.
All right.
Just down the road from Lumberman's Monument is a great scenic overlook. It is the Foot Pond Eagle's Nest Overlook.
We're sitting here now at the Eagle's Nest Overlook, and as you can see, we've got a beautiful view out here. This is what it looks like in the fall from up here. We really are up high, and there is an eagle's nest nearby, although I'm not exactly sure which tree it's in. Colors are out there, but they haven't quite peaked yet, but we still got a lot of them, and if you get it with that sun coming down across it, it's just a beautiful sight, and as you can tell, you can see way off into the distance.
What a spectacular place to see Mother Nature's canvas. Located at the top of one of the many rollerways, you can watch eagles and many other birds directly out in front of you. While we were there, we met with Gail and Eldon Wills, avid viewers of Great Getaways, and our show was the motive for them coming here.
We got up here today. We're at the Eagle's Nest Overlook, and we got a beautiful day here, and we just ran into some folks that were out here and happened to be out here because you've seen the show.
Yes,
And when did you see it?
a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
It was on.
And have you found everything that, did it look as good as it did in the show?
It's very nice. It's very nice. The color is beautiful. It still doesn't seem to be at peak yet,
Right. Right.
but it's beautiful.
Worth seeing.
Okay. And you doing a little walking then too? A little hiking? Or?
Which one did we do?
We did the 300 step.
Okay. Over at the Lumberman's Monument, maybe?
No, it's on the other side.
Oh, Argo Springs.
Yes. the
Okay.
Miracle
Oh,
Springs.
okay. Yeah, that's a long haul down.
300 steps down, probably about 600 steps up.
You know what? We just talked about that today, and that Mary said that very same thing.
We were looking for the elevator coming up.
Yeah, you do after a while. So you are enjoying yourselves
We
up
are
here?
enjoying it.
Good,
We
good.
had half of the day off, so we took off
Okay, just here for the day then.
for the day.
All right, and it's something that you think everybody else should come up and do?
It's very nice.
They better see it.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
It is worth it. It is worth it. Well, hey, thank you very much for sitting and talking to us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Eagle's Nest Overlook is one of the most famous overlooks on the Huron National Forest. There's an eagle's nest just west of the Visitor Center and has been used by a pair of bald eagles since 1985. Rare as the summer day, one can't see eagles soaring over Cook Pond. The view into the nest is better if you remember to bring binoculars of at least 6 power. The overlook provides you with views of the Au Sable River and Foot Pond, created by the Foot Pond Dam. This is also a fall color hotspot. Hiking the steep slopes and picnicking on the dunes are favorite summer and fall activities. Interpretive signs display the natural history of the bald eagle, identification tips, and how the Forest Service protects the habitat. If you would like a map to Cook's Pond, the DNR has a lake map on their site. You can find a link to it on GreatGetaways.tv. You can't come to the Au Sable River and not do some canoeing, and what better time to do it than in the fall. The scenery is captivating, and across the forest is a masterpiece of color. The river is almost completely yours, and no crowds or noise to disturb the tranquility of your trip. So that's just what we did. We met with owners Jim and Chandra LaFond. Offering everything from cabins to kayaks and canoes, and even a store for all your canoeing needs, the LaFonds welcome visitors with open arms. Our trip would start at McKinley Bridge and last about 2 hours, but there is an array of trips to pick from.
A lot of drift boats. You get because it's good for brown trout and rainbow trout.
Mainly trout though.
Yeah, there is walleye and all the other species in here, but they mainly go for the trout.
Okay.
And you can usually see them if you look down in the water. You go over top of them, you'll see some nice fish.
Now we're getting some color, and yet we're getting a lot of green. A lot of different types of trees. What kind of trees are we going to see through here?
You got oak, you got if you look up there, it's all dead ash, just like throughout the whole Michigan, because all the dead ash died off. You got poplar, you got basswood, a lot of pine.
So we'll see a lot of color variations.
Yeah, there's quite a few different maples along the river.
While Chandra filled us in on the types of rentals they have, Heidi continued to steer the canoe in a safe route.
Well, our most popular trips are the 2.5-hour trip. We start that at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we run it every hour on the hour up until 2 o'clock. We have a 5-hour trip. It's from Cummins Flats to 4001, and we only do that 2 times a day. It's at 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. You have them though as long as 7 days?
Yes, that would be the full length of the river from Grayling to Oscoda. We have a lot of people that do an overnight trip, Mayo to 4001 or Alcona Dam to Loud Dam. Those ones are overnight trips.
Okay.
Most people, the rafts are really good for families because small children, things like that, they're not as tippy, and so they feel a little bit more comfortable taking smaller children in the rafts. But it's everybody's preference on kayak, canoes. We also have stand-up boards and, of course, tubes.
There goes a great blue heron, a solitude-seeking creature. They find the Au Sable perfect for their life.
What's nice about canoeing today is we're taking a shorter trip, so you've got time to go visit the other attractions if you only have a weekend to come up and enjoy it. I would start the tour on the inner part of the region and then work your way out to the bay because of the color change is always later, closer to the lake.
Okay.
Everything is really about 15, 20 minutes away. Canoeing today is about 30 miles or 35 miles from the Tawas Bay area, but the other stops are en route or on your way back to the area.
Well, we pulled off to the side here. We're just taking a little break along the river, and you will find spots like this along the river. This one, evidently, people have pulled off. Kind of a sandy, grassy little spot. They built a little fire there. Good place for a break, have a little lunch, just relax for a few minutes. And you remember her with me. Well, of course, you know Heidi. She's been on the show many times. I've got Jim and Chanda with me, and we are out here, and they own the Alcona Canoe Rentals. Now, a lot of things going on this time of the year, but a lot of hunters coming up too. Now, Jim, do hunters come in and get canoes or kayaks?
Oh yeah, they float the river during deer season.
Okay.
During deer season, you'll hear boats going up and down the river,
Okay.
going to their blinds.
All right. It probably is a good way too, because if you can get one near the river, it's not too far to your boat and it's easy to get out.
Right.
So that probably makes it nice. What about other folks that are coming up? You getting a lot of older folks or the younger ones that say in their 20s, maybe young married people that don't have kids yet, they can get out at this time of the year.
Oh yeah, exactly. And they have a lot of people who do hiking, things like that still this time of the year. So even if they just want to spend a couple hours on the river and then do a hike afterwards, camping, still a lot of people in the area.
And Heidi, I gotta believe that probably the biggest draw is going to be color at this time of the year.
Always this time of year. Colors, everybody's looking for it. They drive all over the state, but Tawas Bay area and this northeast region is absolutely spectacular.
It really is, and unless you get up here and visit, you don't realize how nice it is. And as beautiful as it is at almost any time of the year, it's especially nice during this time of the year when we've got all the colors in bloom, and it really lights it up.
And we don't have far to go to get here.
Oh, that's so true. That is so true. You leave a couple hour drive up, you're here. So, and you can be out on the river. That's what we did. Came up this morning. We're out on the river this afternoon. Great time. Beautiful day. Is it always this nice in the fall?
Absolutely.
Good answer.
You'll just have to come and see if it's this beautiful every year.
Just prepare for whatever and enjoy it no matter what. We were getting close to the end of our color tour on the water, and I wanted to enjoy every bit of it. So I was anxious to get back in the canoe and start paddling. Down the river, you know, there's two things that come to mind. One, it is so quiet out here. It is just beautiful. Everybody else is kind of downriver from us now. We've gotten behind a little bit, but boy, does it make it nice. You just can't hear a thing. Colors have been beautiful. It's a great time of the year to be up here. Colors can just come blazing out at you when you're going along. Got kind of an interesting sky up there too. It is cloudy today, but we got some sun shining through it. We got some fluffy clouds up there, and it's kind of a neat look to it. You really feel like you're in the outdoors when you're going down here. There is nothing like paddling in the fall. It is the perfect time of year to travel the river. I enjoyed it, and I know we'll be back. One last surprise at the end, a little waterfall that almost said thanks for coming, and we enjoyed having you. What a great way to spend a fall day. If you would like more information about a Kona canoe rental to take a trip of your own, you can find a link from our website. Well, we've made it back, and did everybody have a good time?
Yeah. Wonderful.
It was a beautiful trip down the river, and it was just calm out there. We didn't spend a lot of time on it, didn't have to work at it. It's just a beautiful trip to take. How often during the year, are you open, what times during the year?
Well, it depends on weather, of course. Right now it's still a beautiful time to go down the river, so we'll be open probably another couple weeks. But once the weather starts to turn, then we have to be careful because the water gets cold. We don't need people getting in that water.
Okay, so before they come up in the fall, they probably should give you a call then.
Absolutely.
Make reservations?
Sure we're doing the trips. Weekends are always the best time to do the trips, busiest time for us. So.
Okay. Like I said, we had a good time, and now I think we're all going to kick back, get something to drink, and have maybe a bite to eat, and just relax for the rest of the day. Beautiful time to be here. You better get up here now.
I'm coming back.
Me too, for sure. No questions asked.
Well, it's time to head back to Tawas, which is an easy trip. Just take River Road back east and take a right on Monument Road all the way back to Tawas. I hope you enjoyed our Sunrise Coast trip to Tawas and its attractions. If you'd like more information, you can find everything you need at our website, greatgetaways.tv. Until next time, I hope all your trips are great getaways. So long.
Keep it simple. It's a good lesson for us all. If only our daily lives were that easy. We work too hard, move too fast. But there is a place we can go where the sun comes up and says, slow down. Stop and smell the wildflowers. Spend the whole day on turquoise blue waters. Walk the beach the long way home. On the northeast side of Michigan, every day on the Sunrise Coast is an open invitation to the good life. From Lake Huron to Iargo Springs, and all along the mighty Au Sable River, we can take the whole day to go fishing, canoeing, boating, or diving. Take a walk through charming small towns, or take the stairs to the top of historic lighthouses. But mostly, we take it as it comes on the Sunrise Coast. Where getting back to the water is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.